Welcome to another episode of Sleepy Voyages. Tonight, we have prepared a special journey for you. A journey that will take us into the mysterious world of legends and folklore. The story we will explore is not just a tale of ghosts and eerie happenings, but a story with a profound underlying meaning. It's a tale that invites us to reflect on our own fears, the unseen shadows that might haunt us, and the courage it takes to face them. In the quiet night of Sleepy Hollow, we'll encounter a character whose fears become larger than life, manifesting in a way that will send chills down his spine, and perhaps even yours. But fear not, dear listener. While this story may be thrilling, our goal is to guide you into a peaceful slumber. Together, we'll walk through the moonlit landscapes, hear the rustle of the autumn leaves, and perhaps learn something about ourselves along the way. Through the lens of this classic tale, we will find insights, wisdom, and gentle encouragement. Before we tuck you in tonight, voyagers of the night sky, we have a small but crucial request. As your eyelids grow heavy and the soothing tones of Sleepy Voyagers guide you to the realm of dreams, remember the peace, serenity, and comfort that we bring to you every night, just as a lighthouse guides lost ships. In the darkness, your reviews help other restless dreamers find their way to us. By leaving a review and sharing your thoughts on your experience, you are reaching out to other insomniacs lost in the night, guiding them towards restful sleep. Take a moment before you drift away to click on the Leave a Review button on your podcast app. Help us extend our galaxy of tranquility to all those who seek the solace of sound sleep. And once you've done that, feel free to slip back under the covers of our sleep stories, ready to be whisked away on another sleepy voyage. Remember, your stars light the way for others. Every review, every rating helps us create a bigger, more beautiful universe of peace and rest. So close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let's embark on this sleepy voyage through the legend of Sleepy Hollow. As you settle in and find comfort, remember that this space is for you. A space to relax, to reflect. May this story be a soothing lullaby to your soul. Thank you for joining us. Find a comfortable position in your bed or chair. Take a moment to settle into this space. Allow your body to feel heavy, supported by the surface beneath you. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it for a moment. Now, exhale slowly through your mouth. Let the tension in your shoulders drop as you breathe out. Feel the calmness wash over you with each breath. Imagine a gentle, glowing light at the center of your chest. As you breathe, picture this light expanding, warming your whole body. Allow this light to move down your arms, into your hands, down your legs, and into your feet. Feel the sensation of relaxation spreading through your body, guided by this soothing light. Your fears, worries, and anxieties are shadows in your mind. As this gentle light spreads, visualize those shadows retreating. They are part of you, but they don't control you. With each breath, embrace the understanding that fear is natural. It is a signpost pointing towards something that matters. Let's explore this together. Take one more deep breath, inhaling the courage to face the unknown. Slowly exhale, embodying a newfound sense of peace and readiness. Feel a gentle wave of relaxation and self-assurance settling within you. You are now ready to embark on a journey, one that will help you understand and confront your fears. With your mind calm and your heart open, nestled among the wild forests of Tarrytown, New York, lies a tranquil and somewhat eerie village known as Sleepy Hollow, known far and wide. This secluded glen has long enveloped in an atmosphere of mystique and legend. Its quaint houses, aged trees, and winding roads have stood witness to tales of ghosts and apparitions passed down from generation to generation. Within this village, time seems to move at its own gentle pace, indifferent to the world beyond. The very air in Sleepy Hollow seems heavy with dreams and stories, as if the whispers of the past are etched into every leaf and stone. Now, imagine yourself walking down a worn path in this village, feeling the cool breeze and sensing the shadows of old tales around you. Here, the most famous of all legends is that of the Headless Horseman, a tale that has become synonymous with Sleepy Hollow. This spectral figure is said to be a Hessian soldier who lost his head to a stray cannonball during the Revolutionary War. Every night, it's believed he rides forth in search of his missing head, his hollow eyes gleaming with a ghastly light. As children, the villagers are told this story, only half believing it, yet it lingers in the corners of their minds like a lingering fog that never quite lifts. But like many legends, the tale of the Headless Horseman serves as a metaphor, a window into the human soul and its primal fears. Now, let's turn our attention to a character who becomes entangled with this legend, a schoolteacher named Ichabod Crane. Ichabod is an outsider in Sleepy Hollow. His lanky frame and superstitious nature make him a unique figure in the village. His arrival in Sleepy Hollow will set in motion a series of events that bring the legend of the Headless Horseman to life. In ways both real and imagined, we will follow Ichabod on a journey through fear, desire, and the unknown, exploring the fine line between myth and reality. Ichabod Crane is a schoolteacher. He is tall and lanky, with limbs that dangle and hands that hang unusually low. His appearance is somewhat comical, but his eyes are filled with intelligence and curiosity. Ichabod is not a native of Sleepy Hollow, but he quickly becomes immersed in the local superstitions and folklore. He has a keen interest in ghost stories and a frightful imagination. The schoolhouse where he teaches is old and worn. It stands by the side of a wild forest, place filled with whispers and shadows. The school children, sometimes mischievous, often tell tales of hauntings and spectres. Ichabod, though educated, finds himself drawn to these stories. At night, he indulges in reading Cotton Mather's history. He pores over the pages, each word deepening his fascination and fear. Ichabod's world is filled with myths, magic, and phantoms. The town's most famous legend is that of the Headless Horseman, a ghost that is said to haunt a particular road at night. This tale becomes an obsession for Ichabod. He finds it both terrifying and thrilling. The ghost, according to the legend, is a Hessian soldier. He lost his head to a cannonball during the Revolutionary War. Now he rides, searching for his missing head, brandishing a sword and terrifying anyone who crosses his path. Ichabod's journey home from the schoolhouse takes him through the very area the horseman is said to haunt. The shadows of the trees become menacing figures. The sound of the wind becomes ghostly whispers. Ichabod's mind transforms ordinary sights and sounds into something supernatural. Fear becomes his constant companion on these nightly journeys. His terror grows, but so does his curiosity. It is a reflection of a human condition, the fear of the unknown and the allure of the unexplained. In Ichabod, obsession with the supernatural, we see a mirror of our own fears and fascinations. His encounters with the legends of Sleepy Hollow are a journey into the human psyche, a dance with the fears that both intrigue and terrorize us. In a quiet village, surrounded by the mystical aura of the Hudson River, resided a young woman who captured the hearts and dreams of many. Her name was Katrina Van Tassel. She was the daughter of a wealthy farmer, a man of great esteem. Katrina had a striking presence, with eyes that sparkled like the stars on a clear night, and a smile that could warm the coldest of hearts. She was the object of desire for many young men in Sleepy Hollow, but none was more infatuated with her than Ichabod Crane. He saw in Katrina a chance for a life of comfort, a path to rise above his modest means. Yet his desire for Katrina was not solely driven by material gain. He was genuinely captivated by her grace and charm. He found himself lost in thoughts of her laughter. Katrina was aware of Ichabod's admiration, and she was not entirely indifferent to his attentions, but she was a coquette, playful in her approach to love, enjoying the attention without fully committing to the pursuit. Ichabod's feelings for Katrina were mingled with his fear of rejection and the competition he faced from other suitors. Among them was Brom Bones, a boisterous young man known for his physical prowess. Brom's confidence was a stark contrast to Ichabod's hesitations, and it was evident in the way he approached Katrina. The dynamics of love in Sleepy Hollow were as complex as the tangled woods that surrounded the village. Each character in this love triangle had their strengths and weaknesses. Ichabod's fear was not merely a supernatural one. It was a human fear too, a fear of failure, of not achieving the life he aspired to, a life he believed Katrina could grant him. His pursuit of love was both a flight towards a dream and in the delicate dance of love, fear, desire, and dreams, the tale of Sleepy Hollow finds its heartbeat, a rhythm that resonates with the universal experience of longing and trepidation, a rhythm that echoes in the corridors of our own hearts as we too navigate the intricate paths of love and fear. Brom Bones was known for being the hero of Sleepy Hollow. His strong stature and boisterous laughter filled the room. At Baltus Van Tassel's autumn party, laughter, dancing, and storytelling were the core of the evening. The food was plentiful, the music merry, and the company delightful. Yet there was a hush that overcame the room. The tale was of the Headless Horseman. Brom described the eerie silence of the hollow, where the horseman was often seen. He spoke of the chilling sound of hooves in the night, a spectral figure on a dark horse, carrying his head on the pommel of his saddle. The legend had it that he could not cross the church bridge was sacred ground. The locals would tell you if you found yourself chased by the horseman. Brom was a storyteller, and his account was vivid. His eyes sparkled, his voice filled with a mixture of amusement and mysterious wisdom. Guests listened, some with skepticism, others with bated breath, while the wind howled outside. Ichabod Crane was amongst the listeners, his eyes wide, his body tense. The schoolteacher was a superstitious man, known to believe in witches and ghosts. Brom's story stirred something deep in Ichabod. Was it fear or fascination? The Headless Horseman's tale was no new story to him, but tonight it felt different. The words seemed to take on a life of their own. The image of the ghostly rider was now etched into his mind. He imagined the horseman's dark silhouette against the night, the moon reflecting off the ghostly figure, the hooves' relentless sound. The party continued, but for Ichabod, the night had taken a turn. The legend of the Headless Horseman had awakened something within him, a fear perhaps, or a challenge. The night wore on, but the tale lingered, refusing to be forgotten. And as the laughter and music filled the room once again, Ichabod's thoughts were elsewhere, lost in the hollow, in the shadows with the Headless Horseman. Only time would tell what that night's tale would come to mean for him, for legends, like fears, have a way of becoming real, especially in the mysterious land of Sleepy Hollow. The moon was hidden behind a thick cloud, casting a shadow over the twisted paths of Sleepy Hollow. Ichabod Crane, still feeling the chill of the ghost stories told earlier that night, rode nervously on his borrowed horse. The distant sound of a horse's hooves reached his ears. It grew louder, more insistent. A cold fear began to settle in his heart. He urged his horse forward, glancing over his shoulder to see a dark figure gaining on him. The figure was large, foreboding, but what caused Ichabod's heart to stop was the lack of a head atop the rider's shoulders. Ichabod's mind raced, and he spurred his horse on, desperate to escape this ghostly pursuer. The road twisted and turned, but the Headless Horseman stayed right behind him. The sound of the hooves, like thunder, in Ichabod's ears. A bridge was up ahead, the very bridge where the ghost was said to vanish. Unable to cross running water, hope blossomed in Ichabod's chest, and he pushed his horse harder, praying to reach the bridge in time. The Headless Horseman seemed to sense his fear, his steed galloping faster. Ichabod reached the bridge, crossing it with a leap, looking back to see if the ghost had vanished, but to his horror, the Headless Horseman had stopped at the edge of the bridge. Raising his pumpkin head, with a powerful throw, he hurled it at Ichabod. The pumpkin hit Ichabod with a tremendous force, and he tumbled off his horse, the world spinning into darkness. The last thing he heard before losing consciousness was the triumphant laughter of the Headless Horseman and the fading sound of hoof. Fear had taken form that night in Sleepy Hollow, and Ichabod Crane had faced it, had run from it, and in the end had been overcome by it. The legend had come to life, and Ichabod's fears had been realized in the most chilling way. It was a night he would never forget, a chase that would forever be etched in his mind, a haunting memory of the time he came face to face with the embodiment of fear itself. The morning sun began to cast a golden hue over Sleepy Hollow. Ichabod Crane was nowhere to be found. The schoolhouse was silent, and his lodgings lay undisturbed. The villagers gathered, and whispers of concern filled the air. A search was commenced, and what they found only deepened the mystery. Ichabod's hat was discovered near the bridge where the ghostly apparition was said to dwell. Beside the hat lay a shattered pumpkin. Some say that Ichabod fled the village, overcome by his fear, never to return. Others believe he was taken by the Headless Horseman, swallowed by his terror. Those skeptical of ghosts and spectres scoffed at the superstition and suspected a prank played by the mischievous Brombones. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, yet no trace of Ichabod was ever found. He became a legend himself, a cautionary tale whispered in the dead of night. The mystery of what really happened that frightful night lingered. It hovered over the village like a fog. Was it the supernatural or the all-too-human fear that led Ichabod to his unknown fate? His disappearance left a void, a silence that resonated with each generation. The story of Ichabod Crane, his desires, fears, and ultimate vanishing, became a timeless lesson. It was a story that taught that fear can either be a gateway to understanding or a path to an unending maze of uncertainty. In the quiet corners of Sleepy Hollow, the legend persists, the lesson endures, and the question remains unanswered, hanging in the air like the chill of an autumn night. The legend of Sleepy Hollow continues to inspire, to caution, and to remind us all that the fears we fail to face become ghosts that haunt us long after the moment has passed. Fear, after all, can be as real as the headless spectre that rides in the night, or as fleeting as the morning mist that fades with the dawn. And sometimes it's the not knowing, the mystery itself, that lingers the longest. Fear is a natural part of the human condition. It has existed since the dawn of time, shaping our choices, guiding our paths, and sometimes limiting our potential. The legend of Sleepy Hollow paints a vivid picture of fear. We see it in the character of Ichabod. This fear, represented by the ominous Headless Horseman, is not just a ghostly legend. It symbolizes the internal fears we all hold within us. Like Ichabod, we may face fears that seem larger than life, but what if we saw these fears not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to grow, to learn, and to overcome? In the story, Ichabod's fear takes physical form. It chases him, haunts him, and ultimately shapes his destiny. In our lives, the fears might not take a physical form. Perhaps it's a fear of failure, rejection, or even success. These fears can hold us back, or they can propel us forward. The choice is ours. We must recognize these fears, acknowledge them, and take deliberate steps to confront them. It is not about eradicating fear, but about understanding it. Fear can be a teacher, guiding us to the areas of our lives that require attention and growth. It can show us where we need to be brave and where we can push ourselves beyond our comfort zone. In confronting our fears, we don't just overcome them. We grow stronger, more resilient, and more aligned with our true selves. The lesson from Sleepy Hollow isn't about running away from our fears, but rather facing them, understanding them and harnessing them for our self-improvement. It's a timeless tale that reminds us that our fears, while real and often daunting, are conquerable. They are part of our journey and our evolution as individuals. The legend of Sleepy Hollow, with its mystery, excitement, and profound lessons, can be a mirror reflecting our personal story of fear and triumph. It is a lesson that transcends the ages, applicable to all, regardless of where we are on our journey. So, let us take this lesson to heart, acknowledging our fears, facing them with courage, and allowing them to guide us towards our best selves. In this way, we can transform fear from a hindrance into a pathway for growth and self-improvement. The story teaches us that fear is not an enemy, but a companion on our journey, an aspect of ourselves that we can embrace, learn from, and ultimately use to become the person we aspire to be. Take a deep breath in, and then slowly release it out. Feel the air as it enters your nostrils, fills your lungs, and then leaves your body. Notice how your body feels at this moment. Fear is a universal emotion. It's something that everyone has experienced at some point in their lives. It can be a reaction to something immediate and tangible, or it can be more elusive, tied to thoughts and feelings about the future or the past. Consider a fear you might have. It could be anything, big or small. Imagine this fear as a cloud. See its shape, its color, its size. As you continue to breathe, observe this cloud without judgment. It's neither good nor bad, it simply is. Feel how this fear exists in your body. Perhaps you can even pinpoint where it resides. Maybe it's a tightness in your chest or a knot in your stomach. Breathe into that space. With each breath, imagine the cloud of fear becoming a bit lighter. Each inhale brings understanding, and each exhale releases a small part of that fear. In the tale of Ichabod Crane and the Headless Horseman, the fear of the unknown, the fear of legend, the fear of one's own mind, these fears were faced, explored, and understood, and while they might not have been entirely conquered, they were seen for what they were: natural, human reactions to the world. You too have the ability to face your fears, to understand them, to learn from them by exploring your fears in this safe space. You are beginning to understand them better, and with understanding comes the ability to grow and move forward. Take one more deep breath in, feeling your body, acknowledging your fears, and then exhale, letting go. You are courageous. You are strong. You are capable of facing your fears. Whenever you are ready, gently bring your attention back to the room. The legend of Sleepy Hollow has led us through a moonlit journey into the shadows of fear. Fear, in its many forms, is something we all must face, whether it's a ghostly legend or something more tangible. It can be a barrier holding us back, or it can be a challenge urging us forward. To face fear is not merely to conquer a momentary fright, but to grow, to learn, and to become stronger. The ghosts and shadows that haunted Ichabod may still linger in our own lives, in our own minds. But just as the dawn breaks after a dark night, so too can understanding and courage dispel our fears. We are not bound by our fears, nor must we flee from them as Ichabod did. We can choose to meet them, to understand them, and to transform them into wisdom. The legend of Sleepy Hollow is not just a tale of terror. May this understanding accompany you into the night, and may your dreams be filled with insight and peace. Close your eyes if they aren't closed already. Imagine the serene landscapes of Sleepy Hollow. Feel the gentle embrace of a cool breeze, hinting at the mysteries of the night. Imagine yourself walking down a path, the ground firm beneath your feet. Every step you take is a step toward relaxation. With each footfall, your body becomes lighter, your thoughts clearer, your heart calmer. Imagine the rustle of leaves, the distant call of an owl. The environment is peaceful, and you are a part of this tranquility. Let your mind wander to the tale of Ichabod Crane. Reflect on his journey, his confrontation with his fears. Each one of us has a sleepy hollow, a space in our minds filled with uncertainties and fears. But remember, we have the power to confront and understand these fears. Let go of any tension, any worries from the day as you continue down the path. Imagine a soft bed of moss awaiting you. Lie down on it and let the earth cradle you. Feel the weight of your body sinking into the embrace of nature. Your heartbeat synchronizes with the gentle rhythms of the night. The story may have taken you on an adventure, But now it's time to find rest. Let your breath guide you deeper into relaxation. Inhale, serenity. Exhale, tension. The mysteries of Sleepy Hollow remain in the distance, and all that's left is you and the comforting embrace of sleep. Drift away, knowing that the stories of the night have prepared you for a peaceful slumber. Allow dreams to weave their tales as you find solace in the quiet of the night. Good night, dear voyagers. Have a wonderful night,